entorno laboral. Estas clases son semanales, todos los miércoles nos reunimos a las 4 de la tarde en Colombia y a las 5 de la tarde aquí en Washington, D.C. Son clases para profesionales o dueños de negocios que estén interesados en mejorar sus habilidades de comunicación en inglés. Le damos gracias al Consulado de Colombia en Washington, D.C. y a Colombia nos une por esta oportunidad de poder traer este tema tan importante el día de hoy. Es un tema que espero que les guste y aparte de gustarles, que lo puedan usar literalmente desde mañana en sus trabajos, en sus compañías. Incluso si ustedes están en la universidad y tienen que escribir, pasar un examen o escribir un ensayo, el tema de hoy lo pueden usar en forma oral y también en forma escrita. Entonces, espero que les guste mucho esta clase. Esta clase queda grabada en caso de que ustedes quieran compartirla con un compañero de trabajo o simplemente quieren ver la clase como en el trabajo y tomar nota, una forma de capacitación, ¿cierto? Pueden hacerlo, pueden compartirlo y también nos veremos el próximo miércoles con otro tema igual de importante. Entonces, vamos a empezar por aquí. Entonces, voy a cambiar a inglés, ¿no? The topic for today is discussing advantages and disadvantages. So advantages are things that are good, okay? So something that is beneficial, something that is a benefit to you or to your company, okay? Una ventaja. Disadvantage or disadvantages refer to something bad, something that is not good for you, it's not good for the company, okay? And I'm going to show you different ways that you can discuss or talk about advantages and disadvantages. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can think of advantages and disadvantages when making a decision, when making a change, or when you're maybe evaluating a topic or a policy at your job or maybe at your school, okay? So here we go. So let's start off with some vocabulary. Advantages refers to those things that help you. They help you move up. They help you get to your goal. It's something that is positive. It's good, okay? Disadvantages refers to something that maybe holds you back and it's negative, right? Okay. In the same way, we can say plus and minus points. Can you repeat that? Plus and minus points. This refers to things that are positive and things that are negative, okay? So it could be a positive aspect of the decision that you're making or a negative aspect of the decision that you're making. These are usually weighed, okay? So as you can see from the picture here, you're weighing the plus points and the minus points when making a decision or making a change to your life, right? Now, you can also say upside and downside. The upside refers to something that is favorable, favorable, something that is good. It's helping you move forward to your goal, right? A downside usually refers to something that holds you down or maybe just it doesn't allow you to grow, okay? So that would be a downside, okay? Then this is a very common phrase, right? Which is pros and cons. Pros would be things that are good when making this decision or making this change, and cons would be things that are bad, negative, or drawbacks or the downside, right? These would be things that are not that good. Now, benefits and drawbacks. This is another way of saying advantages and disadvantages. Benefits refers to good things, things that give you an advantage, right? A positive aspect. And drawbacks are things that maybe hold you back or bring you down, okay? Things that are not beneficial, so they're not good, okay? So let's review these vocabulary and use them in a sentence, okay? So number one, you can say an advantage of, maybe you're deciding to add a new product to your company or a new service. So we can say an advantage of adding a product to my company is, and then you can add, complete the sentence, right? Now, another way of saying a positive thing about this decision could be a benefit of adding a product to my company is, and then you can say the benefit. This would be also a positive aspect, something good, right? Number three, you can also say a plus point of adding a product to my company is, and then you can complete the sentence. This is a good thing, an advantage, plus point. Similarly, you can say an upside to adding a product to my company is, and then this is another way of saying something positive, something beneficial, a benefit to making this decision. Number five, another way of saying that would be an argument in favor of. An argument in favor of. So this means a reason why, or a reason why this is a good idea, why this is beneficial to you or to the company. An argument in favor of. Okay. And then number six, a positive aspect of. A positive aspect of. If you want to say it faster, you can say a positive aspect of adding a new product to my company is, and then you can complete the sentence. So just to review, these are all positive aspects or advantages. These are all synonyms of things that are good or beneficial to you and the company. Now, on the opposite side, we're going to look at the opposite of those words, okay? So if you want to say a disadvantage of adding a product to my company is, you can also say a drawback of adding a product to my company is, okay? So this would be a negative aspect. A minus point of, okay? Similarly, you can say a downside to, or you can say an argument against, This is something that is bad, is not good, okay? And you can also say a negative aspect of adding a product to my company is, and you can complete that sentence there. So to review, these are all negative or cons, right? These are pros and these are cons or negative things about making that change or making that decision. So let's review the pronunciation, okay? An advantage of is, a disadvantage of is, a benefit of is, a drawback of is, a plus point of is, a minus point of is, an upside to is, a downside to is, an argument in favor of is, an argument against is, a positive aspect of is, and finally, a negative aspect of is. So these can be used in when speaking, when using them in a conversation or a presentation. You can also use this in writing. So if you're writing an essay to compare and contrast the pros and the cons of a topic in general, you can use these words here too, these phrases, okay? So let's put them into practice, okay? So I am going to be looking at the comments, okay? So let me first say hello to Jose Fernando. Hi, Santi or Esperanza. Hi, Angelica. Laura, well, hello to everyone. Thank you, Paula. So now I want you guys to use the chat to practice, okay? Pick one of these, A, B, or C. A is changing jobs. Let's say that you have to change your job or you're thinking about changing your job. So maybe you want to talk about this. Now, you can choose B, adding a new product or service to your company. Si eres un dueño de negocio, and this is common, right? You have to think, it's time for me to add a new product or service. Or C, maybe you're in your job and you really like your job, but there's a policy that you want to change, a rule that you want to change. This is proposing a change in your company's policies, okay? So I want you to pick one, okay? And then I want you to write maybe one or two sentences telling me some of the pros, positive sides or aspects, and some of the cons, the negative aspects. So for instance, if you choose changing jobs, tell me what is an advantage of changing jobs. Tell me what's a disadvantage of changing jobs. So go ahead and write it in the chat. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to pick one and to pick one to describe it here. Okay. So take a minute to write that. Practice. I am going to give you feedback. Les voy a ayudar. Si necesitan ayuda, practiquemos. Esta es la única forma en que podemos interactuar en esta clase, que es por Facebook. Entonces, traten de escribir una oración. Entonces, empiezan con una de aquí y la completan con una de estas situaciones, ¿no? Entonces, a benefit of adding a new product or service is, I don't know, you tell me. Write it in the chat. Write it in the chat. Exactly, Paula. Yeah, good. A benefit of adding a new product is more sales. What would be a drawback of adding a new product, Paula? Hello, David. So David says an advantage of changing jobs is learning about the new job and developing new skills. Very good. That's definitely an advantage, right? It's learning about the new job and developing new skills. That's a good thing. Very good, David. An advantage, Claudia, an advantage of changing my job is I will have more time for my family. Yes, so that is a very good reason. Now try to use some of these. So you can say a positive aspect of or a negative aspect of changing my jobs changing my job is, tell me which one would it be? Okay, I'm waiting for you guys to write up some of these examples here. Okay. You guys gave me very good examples of good things. Now tell me some of the negative side, a disadvantage, a drawback, a minus point, a downside, an argument against, a negative aspect of. Okay. So Paula says a drawback of adding a new product is competition. Very good. So maybe there's already that product is being sold by a big company, and you're just starting your small company, your new company. So that is definitely a drawback. A drawback. Good. Tell me more, Claudia. Tell me what is a disadvantage? What is a minus point of changing your job? David, tell me what is an argument against changing jobs? Okay. So David says a disadvantage of changing jobs is, what do you think, David? Tell me. So it's, this is a hard exercise. I can tell you this because these are big decisions, right? Changing a job can change your life. Adding a new product or service to your company probably means a lot of work, right? Proposing a change in your company's policies, this is hard because you have to present these probably to your supervisor or to HR, human resources. So this is it's a difficult exercise to complete. Yes, and this is all about opinion, definitely. This is just ways to start saying the positive aspects and the negative aspects. But if you're having trouble, which is, I know that I knew this was going to be difficult. I am going to show you something that helps me when I'm going to make a decision, like changing a job, like opening a company. For example, opening Maranatha Education Center, where we started with English classes, and then we added Spanish classes, and now we have French classes. So that was a big decision, and I had to do this exercise to help me determine advantages and disadvantages. Okay, this exercise is going to help you think about some of the good things and the bad things about making a change or making that decision. So you want to draw 4 squares, okay? And you want to ask yourself, okay, these questions about the decision that you're trying to make. So let's say changing jobs, right? So you can ask yourself, what would happen if I change my job? What would happen if I change my job? This is the first box. What would happen if I change my job? Some of the things that you said, I would spend more time with my family. I would learn new skills. Maybe I will meet new people, right? Maybe I have to move to another city or another country. Maybe I have to learn a new language. Those are things that maybe would happen if I change my job, right? Maybe I have to change my schedule. Maybe I have to go to the university before I can change my job, right? Now, here at the bottom, what would happen if I don't change my job? What would happen if I don't change my job? This is the one on the bottom. So, what would happen if I don't change my job? Well, I would be working many hours. I would be maybe stay with the same set of skills. Maybe I will let's see. I don't know, tell me. I think what would happen if I don't change my job? So I'm thinking I would stay in the same position. Maybe I won't grow, right? As a professional, I won't learn new skills. Maybe I reached my highest position here at this company. So that's what would happen if I don't, right? Now, this question on the right, what won't happen if I get a new job? Lo voy a decir en español. ¿Qué pasaría si no perdón, qué no pasaría, what won't happen, si cambio de trabajo, okay? So this helps you, forces you to think, what won't happen is not going to happen if I change my job. So if what won't happen if we change our jobs. So one of the things that won't happen is that you won't get a higher salary. You won't be saving money. Very good, David. I won't maybe pay rent, right? Maybe I need to change jobs. And here in the last question, what won't happen if we don't do these? What won't happen if we don't do these? Okay? ¿Qué no va a pasar si no hacemos esto? So if I don't do this, if I don't get a new job, maybe I won't learn a new language. I won't learn new skills. I won't meet new people. I won't maybe get to my dream of opening my own company in the future, right? So when you ask yourself these questions, it forces you to think about more reasons. And look at this. Some of the comments that you guys have told me here are different than what you guys told me here. So you said you need you could get a higher salary. You would learn new skills, right? This will help you grow, push yourself, right? So these questions can help you with any decision, okay? Here's another example. What would happen if we add a new product? So imagine that you're the owner of a company, right? And or maybe you are already, and you're thinking about adding a new product or a new service to your company. Ask yourself, what would happen if we add a product? Some of the things could be, maybe we could get more customers, more income, right? We need to create the new product, right? That's going to happen because we have to create it. We have to spend time working on it, and we have to present it to the world, to our client, right? What would happen if we don't add a product? We stay the same. Maybe we could lose some customers because they're looking for new services. Maybe they already went to our store, or maybe to our school, and they took all the classes, or they bought all the products, and now they want something new. They want something exciting. So you might lose some customers. What won't happen if we add a product? Our company may fall behind, right? What won't happen if we don't add a product? Our customers might look for other products elsewhere. So this is something that could happen, right? So it looks like we need to, and it's a good idea to always add new products, new services to our companies. Or if you're working at a company or at a school, you can think and help create new products, new services for your company. And that's going to show that you have initiative, that you're interested in this company growing and becoming better, okay? And you may become the project manager of this new product or new service, right? It's a good exercise to do this. Okay, so now let's say that you thought about a new product or a new service, okay? You have to introduce this idea or these plus and minus points to the rest of your team. You have to present it to your coworkers, maybe to your supervisor, and you can use these sentences here and complete them with any of these. So, for example, I can say, what are the number one? It could go with A, B, C, or D. So I can say, what are the benefits and drawbacks of adding a new product? What are the advantages and disadvantages? What are the pros and cons? What are the positive and negative aspects? Todas estas combinaciones están bien, se pueden combinar cualquiera de estas oraciones con cualquiera de, de estos términos. So number two, you can say, let's discuss the benefits and drawbacks. You can say, let's list the pros and cons, the positive and negative aspects. You can say, let's compare the advantages and disadvantages, or the pros and cons, or the positive and negative aspects. And you can say, let's weigh the benefits and drawbacks. You can say, let's weigh the pros and cons. Okay, so pick any of these with any of these, and that's how you can introduce this comparison of good things and bad things. You can use these orally, like speaking, and also in writing. So if you have to write an email, or you have to write an essay for your university or for your class, you can use some of these. Okay, so now let's look at an example here. If I was presenting this idea to my team, I could say, let's weigh the pros and cons before we make a decision. Some of the benefits of adding a new product include, we can get new customers. We can be more innovative or more competitive. Some of the drawbacks of adding a new product include, we need to invest in creating the new product. This means money, this means time, this means talent, right? So that can be a drawback because depending, right? It could be a drawback because maybe you don't have the money right now. You don't have the time to do this, to add a new product. So this is how you can present it orally, speaking in a presentation, or you can write an email to propose a change or to propose a decision, right? And you can use these with any of the combinations that we saw before. So you can say some of the benefits, or you can say some of the positive aspects of adding a new product include. You can say some of the advantages of adding a new product include, okay? Many ways of saying the same thing, okay? It's just new vocabulary that you're learning today. Okay. So that's how I wanted to show you, just to review. This is a strategy that I use for my professional life and personal life to make decisions, big decisions. Maybe you have to move to another country. Maybe you have to move to another state, or maybe you have to change your job. Try these before you do it. Try these and see if you can come up with positive aspects and negative aspects. And then you can make a decision, a educated decision, before you make the decision, right? So here I have a proverb that I like. It says, the heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. So what does this mean? The heart, okay? The inside of the discerning, people who can make a good decision, acquire knowledge. They look for positive things, negative things before they make a big decision. For the ears of the wise, seek it out. So if you have good listening ears, if you're intelligent, you're wise, right? You want to look for, seek these advantages and disadvantages before you make a decision in your life, before you make a decision for your company, before you make a decision in your, in anywhere really, in anything that you do. You should take the time to look for knowledge, to look and seek out these ideas, right? Okay. So thank you again for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope that you can use what we learned today in your jobs. You can use it in your lives, okay? These are classes for work, for anyone who is a professional or who is studying to become a professional. And we have topics related to work. Today we discussed, we learned about discussing advantages and disadvantages, okay? And we meet every Wednesday at 4 o'clock Colombia, 5 o'clock Washington, D.C. If you like this class, make sure you share it with your coworkers, with your friends, okay? Because it can help you. It can help you at work. It can help you discuss different things, right? Paula, yes, okay. So Miriam is asking me what time is it usually? So this class is usually at 4 o'clock in Colombia and 5 o'clock in Washington, D.C., but it gets recorded, okay? Queda grabada. So you can come to Colombia Nos Une, or you can come to Maranatha Education Center, our Facebook page, and I usually post it there so you can see all the classes in a continued pattern. These classes are also in YouTube, so if you want to create like a playlist of the classes, you can do that, so you can review later on. And yeah, that's it. Well, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day.